Hi and welcome to another one of our beginner's guide series. I've created these for you guys out there to demystify the process of hypnosis and help you understand a little bit more about what hypnotherapy can and can't do, and to try and get rid of that idea of, a Svengali with a swinging watch controlling your mind. That's certainly not what we do. And today we're going to talk about hypnotherapy for public speaking confidence, something that is really important for potential clients to tackle, especially because it costs them relationship, careers and money. You think about it, if you can't speak in public or if you hold yourself back in meetings, what does that cost you? Now, of course, there's the personal relationships it can potentially cost you, but it also costs you hard cash, and not just a small amount. Thousands and thousands of pounds, because if people can't progress in their career, they're losing out on promotions, on job interviews, and that over a lifetime is one hell of a lot of money. So what exactly does our therapy for public speaking really encompass? Well, most of the clients who come in to see us have discomfort in particular areas. So for example, they may have very specific situations, or it may be more overarching in a number of different areas. But typical things that we see are freezing up in interviews and feeling like you're talking a load of garbled rubbish, presentations at work, standing in front of others, being put in the spotlight. It could be social situations. That could be a social situation where you're just down the pub in a group of people and you're afraid to talk out loud. Or it could be a social situation, I don't know, like you've been asked to be the best man at a wedding and the thought of it fills you with horror. And then you can have smaller issues, but they're big to the person who's got the problem, such as talking in a phone call or maybe on a Skype with people. Often I get people who contact me by email because they're too afraid to even pick up the phone to come to the session. So what on earth is going on? Are you lacking confidence? Would you consider yourself a shy person? Do you suffer from anxiety? Are you worried about being embarrassing in front of others or not good enough? These are questions that we explore in our therapy because it's really important for us to understand exactly what your brain is trying to help you with. Some people, it is not as obvious as you think. So for example, feelings of not being good enough and showing yourself up, these are things that start often years and years before, and we need to hone in on exactly what your mind is giving you the anxiety about so we can help you to overcome it. Otherwise, we're just stabbing in the dark, and our therapy doesn't like to do that. We like to know precisely what is going on in our clients' heads. Most of our clients' problems with public speaking start in childhood. And that seems odd because people assume that it's only relatively recently that their problems began. But as soon as we start questioning people in our clinic, it soon becomes clear that maybe they wouldn't put their hand up at school, or maybe they'd avoid, volunteering for things. You often find that these problems stretch back for years and years and years. And our job is to help our clients discover what the original reason for their problem was and to try and resolve it. And we know that our clients feel vulnerable when they're public speaking. They worry about failure, worried about making mistakes, and they feel like they're out of their comfort zone. But the weird thing is that once you start to understand why you've got it and re-rationalize the problem, many of these worries can start to fade away, especially when you're working with a skilled therapist. We like to use a number of methods to try and tackle the problem. Number one, confidence coaching. Coaching people to get out of their comfort zone, to take a little bit more responsibility, and to feel a little bit of fear and do it anyway can go a long way to resolving the problem. You'll find, like the people on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, that when they start to do things that previously would have held them in terror now start to fade away. And that's the same when we start to build your confidence. But we also tackle anxiety. So often anxiety, as I've said, has started many, many years ago. We need to understand it. There's our root cause work. Where is the root cause, the origin of your problem? What is your mind trying to warn you about when it gives you that anxiety? It's worried about you, I don't know, embarrassing yourself or looking a fool in front of others. But often the mind is stuck in a way of thinking that it created many, many years ago. And that way of thinking is no longer applicable to the person who's in the room with me. So it's important for us to try and change that mindset and understand and rationalize where it's come from, and then give you the resources that you need to move beyond that old childlike thinking that's stuck somewhere in the back of your brain. And that's why we use hypnosis to do this, because it makes things easier. Why? Because you're just more relaxed. You're not out of it. You're not in a coma. You're not stuck in some other world. You're just in a trance-like zone. And that trance-like zone, I can make it akin to, I don't know, daydreaming, where your mind is just wandered off somewhere. When you're in that state, you can get and think about the things that previously you'd forgotten. And that's what helps us identify the causes of your issue, so we can aim therapy at the exact problem. We have a number of different ways that our clients can see us. The first one is coming in directly to one of our clinics, and we're based in Nottinghamshire, so you could come to West Bridgford in Nottingham itself, or to Farndon just outside Newark-on-Trent. Alternatively, and this is where we see clients all over the world, you can come and see us online. You don't have to now be in the same room as your practitioner. Provided you've got a reasonable broadband and we get a connection, then we can run sessions no matter where you are. And believe me, we have had outstanding success at resolving our clients' problems, even when they are hundreds of miles or even thousands of miles away from us. And the other thing that we do is we offer some self-help audios, things that you can maybe try at home to see if they're enough to unjam the problem. And we have a very, very specific public speaking program that you can buy online, but we have individual audios as well to tackle different things such as anxieties or fears or worries. So just go onto our website, which is www.balancehypnotherapynottingham.co.uk, and head to our shop if you want one of those, or if you'd like to book in for a session with us, just call 01636 650 521 and we'll be happy to have a short telephone